For the third and final lecture here, what I really want to do is have you kind of outline some key points from chapter 7 of your book, because it's also about coping and resilience. Now, research articles are done, and then people write these textbook chapters based on this. So let me kind of highlight a few things, but kind of write a detailed outline of this. Coping with stress and resilience. So they have their own definition of coping, how you deal with these various things. So Folkman was part of this. Lazarus was part of this as well. Define negative affectivity, anxiety, depression, hostility. Many times they don't cope particularly well. So the personality style can have a lot to do with things. If we move along, if you turn to page 136 of your book, they actually put the Lazarus and Folkman model up there. So maybe give a few highlights to that and maybe an example or two. And fill out the measure of optimism scale. Are you an optimistic person? Do you think this helps your immune system? Positivity in illness. There is research that says if you're positive, illness tends to be less. So they basically find that going on. If you turn to page 138, control enhancing interventions, information, relaxation, cognitive behavioral techniques, the idea of resilience. Do you have resilience in your own life? Maybe give me an example of that type of situation. The coping style. And this once again comes from some of the research we just read with Lazarus and Folkman. Avoidant approach. Do you use one of these? And then they actually use the Lazarus and Folkman problem-based coping and emotion-based coping. In psychology, listening and supporting and validating and using active listening techniques can really help out and even help out the immune system. Being proactive, taking steps can really be a good thing. The next thing I would have you do is turn to page 142 and 3, fill out the coping scale, get your score, and give me an interpretation of what you feel like it means in your own life. So fill out that scale and tell me what it means. If we continue along on this, intervention. So let's talk a little more about interventions. Write up a nice outline of this. Mindfulness, meditation, these can be good. Do you know people who try to do these things? Now notice on 145 they talk about expressive writing. We came across that one article that was kind of wrong, the Petrie article, but there has been enough research to suggest that expressive writing, especially if it's done in a humane way, can really be beneficial for people. Self-affirmation, relaxation techniques. If you can recount some examples of you doing this yourself, positive self-talk. I know that in my life sometimes I find that it's just difficult to make my mind cooperate with some of these things. It makes it very, very difficult. So outline what the book has to say about this. Social support, as we said, can be critically important. Researchers have found that the more social support you have, the less chance you have of getting ill and of staying ill. So basically outline chapter 7 of your book here. So, and if you have some personal examples that you want to add in, that would be good as well. So that basically covers it. Maybe actually for the book chapter, I'll only make that worth 25 points and I'll make the other two worth 50 points. So thank you very much. You have basically 2 weeks to send me drafts, and I hope this information is useful. Thank you. Bye-bye.